Hello everybody, this is Zach from Myshire Farm. I am getting everything set up. If somebody could comment if you could hear me or not, I would greatly appreciate it. Before we begin, I'm logging in now. Oh dear God, what did I do now? Yes, we can hear you. Okay, great. So everything's going to be a little different tonight, so if you are new, I apologize. This is not our normal setup, but we've got a lot of different stuff we're doing tonight, a lot of different things we're trying. So Verna is typically our moderator. She's going to be our consistent moderator. She's doing a great job, so I thank you very much if I have not thanked you. And then we're also going to add on Heather, which I cannot find. Hold on just a second. Oh, there's Homestead. Add moderator. All right, so Homestead on Main Street is also going to be another moderator for tonight because we're going to be doing an auction for this Wynola Ranch cage, and we're going to be doing a giveaway for hatching eggs. It's going to be two separate giveaways. One is in the UK. Alan Malone from, I believe, Liverpool, UK, is going to be giving away 100 eggs to anyone in the UK. He'll be texting me at 8 p.m. with the winner. So if you're from the UK, please let us know if you are, because you'll be entered in to win a drawing, and whoever has the best question will win that. And then I've got oh, there she is. Heather Cole will also be a moderator. Sorry, baby. Heather Cole will also be a moderator tonight. They will be tracking the auction that we're going to start in just a minute. Can I have it? Thanks. They're going to be tracking the auction, for the Wynola Ranch cage coming up, and let me know the winner. And then they'll also be texting me at 8 p.m. and whoever has the best question will be getting 60 free eggs from us. So we're doing a lot of stuff tonight. I believe that I made all the moderators. I hope. Yes, it does say that. So hopefully, Verna, you can add on if you need to. So anyways, it's kind of a crazy night, and I apologize. But we've got a lot of stuff in store, so let's get started, okay? So first up, at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 12 minutes from now, we're going to start the auction. I will tell you at 7:15 auction start. This cage is retailed at $99 on Wynola Ranch's website. They're going to give it to you for whatever price you win it at. But here's the kicker. The auction starts off at 99 cents. So all you got to do is it's increments of $1. So at 7:15, we're going to say auction begins, and someone can say 99 cents. And if no one else does it, you're going to get this cage with free shipping for 99 cents. If someone else wants to bid, then you will bid $2, and then $3, and then $4, and you're just going to keep doing increments of 1. And then at a specific time that I have told all 3 of the moderators, we're going to close the auction. I am not going to tell you what time. It is a short amount of time. There's not a lot of time involved with the auction, but from 7:15 until unknown time, the auction will be in. Once I get a text message with the winner, then I will let you know that the auction is over. And then at 8 o'clock, whoever has the best question in the UK and in the States will get free eggs. The States will get free eggs from Myshire Farm. And from the UK, it'll be Alan Malone. So I would like to thank everybody for our moderators tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for helping out. If you are new and I have not bored you where you've gotten off already, I'm just going to quickly do real quick what's going on. So every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live right here on our YouTube channel, and I'll answer any questions that you have concerning Coturnix quail, and I will try my best to help you out. We do a couple of things every week to have fun. One, I usually have a topic board, and every time we get 25 likes, I'll go over another topic. That's always fun. I'm skipping that this week because of the giveaways and the auction, and it was too much. But we usually do that. We'll be skipping that this week. But if you want to let us know where you're from, we have a lot of fun saying where everybody is from, seeing where everybody is. So that's a lot of fun. And then if you've hatching eggs from us this week, feel free to let us know what the hatch rate was. I will write it down for our records, and it's always fun to talk about. And then again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will do my best. So with that being said, I'm just going to repeat it one more time. This auction begins at 7:15 p.m. It starts off at 99 cents. I will tell you at 7:15 that it is starting, and the first bid needs to be 99 cents, increments of 1. With your questions, whoever has the best question, even if I have not gotten to it yet, all 3 of the moderators will be texting me with who they think had the best question. I will announce that, and Alan Malone will be picking someone from the UK. So I hope everybody's on board. If you have any questions, please comment, and one of the moderators will check the bottom to get you set up, and we'll go from there, all right? So here we go. Last thing. If you would support the channel, if you like what I say, if you find it interesting, if you're having fun, if you don't really care, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you hate me, if this is boring, if whatever, hit the thumbs down. That's fine too, but I'd really appreciate the thumbs up and the support on the channel. We don't charge anything for the channel, blah, 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 but the thumbs up helps us with YouTube, and it makes me feel better about myself. So there's that. All right, here we go. So Heather Cole says, I am ready to have a fun night. I hope so. It could turn out disastrous, but we are going to try, and you can't do much more than that, right? Freezer says hello from Lexington, Massachusetts. Welcome. Is it going to be for 1 cage only or a few? We're trying it out. It's only for 1 cage tonight. They've let me have 10. I mean, they're not sending them to me. They're going to send them straight to you because of shipping. But ideally, we're going to do this once a week for the next 10 weeks and auction off a cage. I don't know how it's going to go. So this is kind of a test run. So if it goes disastrous, I'll fix it next week. We'll see. So Junie says, hello, everyone. Virginia is in here to party. That is great. Welcome. Verna is in the house. She's our main moderator. I really appreciate her. Alan Malone is here. He's giving away 100 free eggs tonight to the best question from the UK. So any question that you ask, and if you are in the UK, please let us know in the question that you're from the UK. He'll be picking a winner, and we'll be announcing that at 8 o'clock. We're also giving away 60 eggs at 8 o'clock as well. So ask the best questions. But welcome, Alan. I'm glad you're here. Freezer says, ready to have fun tonight. I hope so. Juanita Fields is in the house. Hello. I do believe she just hatched out some sex links this week, and it looked like it went pretty well. So that's great. Verna says it'll be a blast, everyone. I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little scared. But whatever. I make a fool of myself every week. What's this week? No different. My allergies, I don't know if anybody else's allergies are acting up this week, but oh my God. My eyes are bloodshot. My nose is stuffed up. It's awful. I mean, it's allergies, but it's awful. Melinda says, hello, everyone from Maryland. Welcome. Patrick says, hello, everyone. Fultz Family Game Birds here from Sparta, Missouri. Great name. We talked about names a couple weeks ago. That is a wonderful name. Not talking to me. Brittany says, I'm excited. Hello from Detroit, Michigan. Welcome. Keith says hello from Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Welcome. Also, if you ask a question about the auction or the giveaway or anything like that, check the comments because Verna will probably answer before I get to the question because I talk a lot for some unknown reason, and I apologize. Freezer says hello, everyone from Caternix Heaven Homestead. Cool name. I like it. Homestead on Main Street's in the house. A moderator for us tonight. I hope. It looked like it. It says you're supposed to be a moderator. Remove moderator. No, I don't. So yeah, I think you are. Kiki says hello, everyone. Texas, I believe. Austin, I believe. So welcome. Matt says ready for an informational night here from Washington. Welcome. Hopefully we'll get some good questions and I'll be able to help you on your journey. My scarlet tucks and silver started to hatch this morning. 8 have hatched so far out of 57. We'll let you know the final hatch rate next week. That is great. Best of luck. Make sure your humidity is high, and good luck. I can't wait to hear next week. Heather Cole says hi. Oh, not talking to me. Not talking to me. Caternix Corners in the house says hello, everyone from Southwest Florida. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I do believe this Tuesday I'll be on his YouTube channel at 7 p.m. For a live Q&A or whatever he's got in store. It's usually a lot of fun. Really different there, so it's pretty cool. Hello, Mike from Dawsonville, Georgia. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, but Mike, Dawsonville, Georgia, welcome. Thanks for showing up. Junie says, not talking to me. Not talking to me. You can hear me. That's great. Christopher Dean says hello. Matthew says hello from Kentucky. A lot of Kentuckians on tonight. Welcome. Tyler says hello. Freezer says hi. New Caros from Massachusetts is in the house. Welcome. Kelly says hello from Georgia. David Gilmore says hi from Idaho Falls, Idaho. Welcome. Don Cook is in the house, says hello. Barbara from Florida, hello. Tanya is in the house from Southern Indiana. Salvador Santiago says hello, everybody. I do believe you're in Puerto Rico. Lost Nation Quail Farm says hello from Vermont. Welcome. CB Creates says hi from North Carolina. Welcome. For Shizzle Farm says hello again from Washington State. Jay Joseph is in the house from the Caribbean. Welcome. Sparks FC07 says hi from Mississippi. Welcome. Sillmore 1961, I hope I said that right, said hi from the Ozark Mountains of North Arkansas. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Dig a Kit says hello from High Hopes Farm in Denmark, Maine. We are all over the place tonight, everybody. Connie says, Larry and Connie say hi from Somerville, Alabama. Welcome. Michael says, are we bidding here in chat? You are. That is correct. A couple more minutes. Jessica Pate says hello from Southern Indiana. I had 27 out of 48 of the Jumbo Wilds. It's above 50. I'd like to see it get a little bit higher. Jessica Pate, if you're still on here, if you want to let me know what your humidity and temperature was throughout and on what day did they start hatching, I'd appreciate that. Let's see. Christopher Dean says 7:15 at what? Oh, never mind. He's there. Yep. Lynn Cole says, question, what height cage for Jumbo Wilds? You know, it's a lot of people want to make them real high, but if you make them real high, they become more flighty. And then when you turn on the lights or something in the morning, they'll hit their head, and that's usually when they start, walking backwards or having issues or dying. So 2-3 foot at the most. I think it's 18 inches is what we do. But 2 feet, give or take. Very good question. Very good question. I haven't been asked that in a while. We got 1 minute. Rhoda from California, welcome. Your eggs just went out, so best of luck there. Jessica Meyer says, hi from Michigan. My chicks hatched this week, only 50 out of 110 in hatching. Love the ones that hatched. They were a mystery box. Very interesting. Why don't you message me on Facebook later? We'll get with you because we need to make that right, and we need to find out what happened. So we'll take care of you, but message me on Facebook and I'll get with you tomorrow. Brian says hello from Ohio, and I'm going to stop there because we're almost time. So in just a second, we're going to be auctioning off this cage. It comes with a little water, it comes with 2 waters, it comes with a feeder, which is pretty cool. I like it. Obviously, it comes with, I don't know how this opens. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, dear God. I'm in a bad spot. There we go. It's not that hard, I promise. I'm just making it way harder than... Okay, you know what? It does open, I swear, but there's one on the other side, and I can't do it right now. Anyways, this is a really nice cage. This comes out. It's a pan for you. It is a layer cage, so the eggs will roll out, which is also very nice. Anyways, for Winola Ranch, with shipping, this averages at $100. We're going to start the auctions at 99 cents. So obviously you guys have already started. It started. Please do increments of $1. I'd really appreciate it. There is a specific time frame that I gave the moderators where they're going to call it. And then they will text me. I'll see it on here. And then after they've given me a name, I will let everybody know it's over. But you could win this cage from, well, obviously $12 right now. Yeah, I mean, you could get it for half off, or you could, you know, it's just for fun. Little advertisement for Winola Ranch Cage, a good deal for everybody out there. So we just thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. We are trying it out. We might do it next week if it goes well. So after the auction is over, please let us know what you think. And I will watch this back this week and find out how we can do it better, because good deals are always good. But we'll see how it goes. So I see the auction's already starting on my phone. Best of luck. Obviously, if we hit max, we're automatically going to call it. So settle down a little bit. You don't want to overpay, and the whole idea was for you to get a good deal. So Tommy Ball says hello from Central Texas. 43 out of 57 hatch with Myshire eggs, and incubator went off during day 13. Not too bad since he had incubator issues. Also, I did not tell the moderators this. If anyone does not bid in the increments of $1, do not count that bid. It really needs to be increments of $1, please. So please keep that in mind. So if someone jumps $10, $20, completely cancel that out and go back to whoever was following the rules, just so we keep it clean, because it wouldn't be fair for somebody to just jump to $99. 43 out of 57, Myshire eggs. Tommy Ball, if you could let me know what hatched out, or what you hatched, I would really appreciate it, and I'll mark that down for the records. Again, moderators, if you guys need to contact me, please text me or message me on Facebook. I will get it on here, and then we'll go from there. Wendy says hello from Michigan. Welcome. Bearing My Cross, I like the name, says, what breed tastes the best? They all taste the same. Oh, dear God. I should be getting another text in a second. Yeah, they all taste the same. I mean, jumbos are bigger, but yeah, they all taste the same. And it doesn't matter if they're 6 months old or a year old or 2 years old. Usually about a year old, they get a little bit tougher, but it's edible. It's not the end of the world. Verna Young says 26 out of 25 white wings hatched. I did not write that down earlier when we talked. I was slammed today, but that is wonderful news, and congratulations on the hatch. Alan Malone says, Zach, how do you figure out your breeding program? I don't know where to even begin. Very good question. Well, I tell you what, the topic next week will be about a breeding program, and I'll give you 5 tips and tricks for a breeding program to start. I really don't like to tell people how to do a breeding program because you need to customize it, but giving you tips and tricks to think about would probably be the best way. So that's what we'll do. So I will answer your question, but we'll do it next week. Rainy Day says, what is your opinion on how many quail per foot in the cage? By the way, hello from Cape Coral, Florida. Welcome, Rainy Day. I recommend 3 quail per square foot for non-jumbos. I recommend I recommend 3.5 quail per square foot for non-jumbos. I recommend 3 quail per square foot for jumbos in the breeding cages. If you're in the brooder, I recommend 6 quail per square foot. So yeah, but in the breeding cages, I recommend 3 to 3.5 quail per square foot. Oh dear God, hold on. Okay, everybody stop commenting, please. No more comments, because I think we're having too many comments, and it's deleting. It is deleting. So I'm at the very top now, unfortunately. Okay, no more comments, please. Crap. So, well, that's something I'll need to fix. Okay, so, oh, Houston, not Austin. I'm sorry, Kiki. Okay, so that's where I'm at. From wherever I just was to Kiki saying, Houston, you nutter, not Austin. I was wrong. I said she's in Austin. She's not. She's in Houston, which I apologize. But everything else has been deleted because we've had too many comments. So no more comments for just a second until I get caught up. I apologize about that. I didn't even know that that was an option. So that's a crapper. And it looks like, Verna, if you could do me a favor, is the contest over? Like, did we get somewhere? Because it's kind of all over the place, isn't it? I apologize. Bear with me. I will get to everybody's questions. If it looks like your question was deleted, please, please, please ask again. I'll be happy to help. Verna says, stop, auction is over. Okay, so auction is over. Oh dear God. Yeah, I'll need to come up with a better way next time. I apologize. So, crap. All right, so no more auction. We're completely done. No more no more comments with that. Let me answer a couple questions so no more get deleted, and then you guys can start again. No more comments, please. Please, please, please. Yeah, I gotta look at something. I'm sorry. So Verna did text me, and I completely just forgot the name. But somebody won. I apologize. Barbara McKenzie. Barbara McKenzie at 99. Yeah, I'm going to do something completely different next week. I think, I'm going to try my way. So we're going to do something a little bit different next week. I am going to do another cage, but I'm going to do it completely different. It will not be an auction. It will be a fundraiser. Yeah. I should have done that in the first place. I've done that before and it worked really well. So I apologize because that went to crap fast and there was a lot of bids. So I apologize. But Barbara McKenzie, my number is 937-760-7282. Text me and I will get you taken care of, get your information and send the information to Whitehall Ranch and we will get you this cage. Congratulations. I have not looked at all the comments, but I'm going to take Verna's word for it because it looks like she had her hands full for sure. So with that being said, congratulations to Barbara. We still have 2 giveaways to go, so ask your questions. Not yet, in a minute. Yeah, in a minute. Let me get through some questions first. I know this has been a cluster. I really apologize. Next week, I know exactly how I'm going to do it. We won't be doing an auction. It'll be something else. And I really liked it. I should have done it this time. I'm dumb. So I apologize. I know that it was kind of chaotic. Looks like Verna tried her best to keep it in order, but believe me, when things like this happen, it's hard to do that. So Verna, you did a great job. All the moderators it looks like all the moderators did a great job. If I missed your question because it got deleted, please, please, please ask again, because they are looking at the best questions. If you're from the UK, ask a question. Alan Malone is going to be doing a giveaway for overseas. No more questions yet, please, though, because it keeps deleting. So I'm just going to stop talking and then get through some of these questions before it's over. David Cotton says, had 14 of the 20. Oh, crap. Okay, didn't see it. Rachel Soto says, my jumbo started hatching today on day 17, started with 30 eggs, 17 hatched so far, waiting on the rest. Best of luck. You're already at a good spot. Let me know what the final results are, and I'll mark that down, but they starting today, and you've already got over half. You're doing great, so congratulations. Can you ship fertile eggs to the Philippines? Not yet, but it's coming soon. Question, my 7.5-week-old jumbo browns haven't started laying eggs yet. I started growing quail in March, and this is my first year. Is it due to the season change that causes them not to lay eggs, if so often? 7.5 is still a little young. Typically, it's 8 to 10 weeks. If they're outside, they'll start laying much later. If they don't have 18 hours of light a day, they'll not be laying very young. So if they're outside or not enough light, that's a big reason. But yeah, just give it a little bit more time. Question, some of my white birds have one or both eyes closed over. It's only my white birds made 3 or 4 out of the 100 that I have. Very interesting. Yeah, I would need a lot more information than that. If you want to text me, because I would have to ask 7 or 8 questions to try to figure it out. My number is 937-760-7282. Hold on. I wonder if I can... Nope. I was hoping... I don't know how I can do that. It used to let me. Okay, I can't. I'm sorry. But no more questions. Yeah, it looks like Verna's taking care of it because it just keeps deleting people, so I apologize. Ron did ask again, can you ship fertile egg to the Philippines? It's coming probably within the next 2 weeks. So I will be able to shortly, but not yet. Roy says hello from Colton, California. Welcome. Marie from Northwest Indiana. Welcome. And again, no more comments for just a second because I'm not being able to keep up and it keeps deleting because we've had too many comments already. So I apologize about that. I will let you know in just a few minutes once I scroll through a couple. And then obviously once I get to all the bids for this cage, then you guys can start back up tremendously. Instead of 8, let's do 8, 10 since we're behind. So moderators, please select the best question and the name at 8:10. And again, this is normally not so chaotic. We were trying some new things. It did not work out very well. Someone did win a cage. We are still going to be doing giveaways, but I've lost a lot of comments, which I really apologize. So Jay Henderson, one of my silver collection hens started laying at 5 weeks. That's really cool. Super young, but very cool. Silmore 1961 says, you got the name correct. Thank you. I'm very surprised. Linda says, backyard bounties here in Georgia, LaGrange, Georgia. What day do quail eggs usually hatch after lockdown? I have 30 eggs in the incubator now. Day is 19 and only have 1 hatch. That is not good. Really sounds like it's a humidity problem. Possibly a temperature issue. It doesn't look like something's reading correctly. Your final hatch, the ones that finally hatch should be on day 18 or 19. They should start on day 16, maybe early day of 17. So there's definitely an incubator issue there. So I would calibrate those and check those. Probably increase the humidity. Maybe it's not too late. I would increase the humidity Make sure you're around 75%. Dennis says, ordering some rare snowy and rare pansy from you tomorrow. Good choice. Yes, can be. I would do a rare mix instead, but I mean, the snowies and the pansies are very, very popular, absolutely. Tony says, mine are hatching right now. I ordered 50 mixed variety. Best of luck, and let me know how it goes. Barbara says, do you recommend sand baths for the quail available all the time? Once in a while. We do dust baths. We do it pretty much bi-weekly. No, bi-monthly. We do it every 2 weeks. Just doesn't really help with production or lifespan. It makes them happier, and I do what I can. I don't do it all the time because it gets really nasty. But yeah, dust baths are good. Makes them happy. Okay, so how do I get into the... Okay, Zach, I will text you a link to join the CC live stream. Got to run. Good luck and see everyone Tuesday. Absolutely. Good luck, everyone. When you guys add new blood, okay, so okay, give me just a second and then we'll start commenting again. Again, I am so incredibly sorry for all of this crap. It's been a disaster. I'm so sorry. I will fix it. Give me next week and it will go so much smoother. In fact, I feel so bad. Moderators, pick 2 names. I'm giving 2 sets of eggs away because of all this fiasco. So give me just a second. When you guys add new blood, like a different color to your bloodlines, do you sell all of their eggs, or do you just keep them eggs to incubate? What? When you guys add new blood, like a different color to your bloodline, do you still sell all them eggs, or do you just keep their eggs to incubate? When you guys add new blood, like a different color to your bloodlines. I don't know what you mean. I've read it 3 times. I'm very sorry. I'm sure it's not the question. If you can try to rephrase that for me, because I'm having trouble comprehending it. I apologize. Okay, so I got through a ton of comments just now, just a bunch of the bids. So open up questions, comment as many as you would like. We should be fine now. Again, I apologize for the fiasco. So Verna and everybody else, comment away. Barbara, you just text me. I appreciate it. I will get with you later, probably tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. Mondays are pretty bad for me. But comment away. Remember, there's going to be 3 winners. If you were in the UK, ask your question and put that you're in the UK. Alan Malone is giving away 100 eggs in the UK today, so special thanks to him. Because of the fiasco, I am giving away 60 eggs to one of the best questions that my moderators will pick and text me. At 8:15, we will announce the winner. And there's going to be 2 winners. One, because I wanted to do it in the first place. Second is because this has been a disaster YouTube video, and I apologize tremendously. The auction is over, no more bidding. In fact, I just keep seeing bids. So now you're just gonna stare at my ugly mug for the rest of the night. And that should get a lot of people to join, or to get off now. So we have 125, nope, 124, nope, 123, yeah. Now that you're just seeing my face, it's dwindling down to the people that want to be on here. So I apologize in advance for that too. Not enough to give another 60 eggs away, but it is what it is. David Moore says, Central Michigan here, welcome. The Tibetan tuxedos I hatched from Myshire are laying machines right now. Lighting made all the difference. Absolutely, lighting is probably 50%. I would say lighting would be 50% of production. You've got to have the right lighting. So I'm glad that they're working out. And yes, Tibetans in general are laying machines. So congratulations to you. I'm going through a lot of bids again. Peter says hello from Houston, Texas. Welcome. Um, R&J Farm says hi, Zach, from Coffeyville, Kansas. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Kimberly, hi all. I'm getting here late. What's happening? It was a disaster. It was a really, really bad disaster, and I apologize so much to everyone that was on here and that's on here, and I'm so sorry. But we did an auction for a Winola Ranch cage, and yeah, we won't do that again. I will be giving a cage away next week to a winner, but I'm going to be completely doing something that I did a long time ago that I really liked. So we won't do that again, but I apologize. Kimberly, we are doing 3 giveaways. If you're in the UK, ask a question and put that you're in the UK. When you do that, at 8:15 or at 8 o'clock, Alan Malone is going to be texting me and telling me the winner, and then the moderators on this are going to pick 2 winners for the best questions, and we're going to be giving away 60 Myshire eggs for free to the best questions this week, just to have a little bit of fun. Wow, I'm so sorry, everybody. Pyro76 says, from Maine, I feed my quail layer feed with 43% calcium. Nope, 4.3% calcium. Okay, good. If you did 43% calcium, that's a lot. Sometimes they lay eggs with no shell or membrane, or sometimes with the membrane only. Any thoughts why? It's usually a calcium issue. It could be a fiber issue. You could look at that. 4.3 is a little high. I would try to get somewhere around 3.5. They'll lay much better that way, and they'll lay longer. 4.3 is, it's a little concerning. I like 3 to 3.5. If it works for you, that's fine. But calcium is a little high. Doesn't explain the no shell or membrane. Could be a fiber issue. Could be a stress issue. Would be my 2 other guesses. Usually it's calcium, but it's definitely not calcium with you if it's 4.3% unless the tag's wrong, which I don't know. But yeah, I try to find a 3 to 3.5% is what I recommend. Jessica Pate says, the jumbo wilds hatched on day 19 and finished on day 21. The humidity was too high the first 11 days. It was at 58% temperature and 100 degrees. I finally figured out how to keep it below 50 for next set. Okay, so they did hatch a little late, and I am so incredibly sorry, but I might have missed something or forgot. If you can let me know what your hatch rate was again, I'd really appreciate it if you're still on here, Jessica Pate. But day 19 to 21, you probably lost a couple of chicks. It'd be great to know. I need to know how many you put in, how many hatched, and if you candled. I'd like to know how many just didn't hatch or didn't develop, just for my information. But I'd like to help. It looks like you already figured it out. We will be able to ship hatching eggs to the Philippines in the next few weeks. We have not gotten approval yet. Bob Simmons says hello from Iron City, Tennessee. Welcome. It was Iron City, Tennessee. I don't know what happened with my voice there. Wendy says, do you plan to do any more quail processing classes? Probably not. We have a very large falconry account, and by very large, I mean a lot, like thousands and thousands of males. So I just don't have any to butcher. I will be increasing. I'm in the process now. I hatched out about 1,500 eggs 2 weeks ago. A month ago. And then I hatched out 1,800 jumbo eggs. And then I just put in the incubator 2,200 eggs. All of them I'm keeping for more production next year, which means that I'll have extra eggs, which means but it'll be a while because I can't keep up with the falconry guy now. It was a really good idea, though. We had a lot of fun with it. Okay, so it looks like we're getting back to normal. Again, everyone, I am so sorry for the disaster tonight. It just went way crazy, way fast. The moderators did a very good job, but it was rough. So I apologize. And then a bunch of comments and questions got deleted because we had too many comments at one time. I am so very sorry. If you're still on and you had a question, please ask again. We're giving a giveaway for the best questions tonight that a couple people are choosing. We'll be picking 2 people from the States and 1 person in the UK, and the Cowboys lost again, which is wonderful. And by that I mean awful, because I was a Dallas fan, and by was I mean I haven't watched a football game all year. Used to love it though. Feathers and Greens, Liang says, it's been 24 hours since lockdown and I'm seeing no activity. Is it normal for quail? I usually begin seeing hatching for chickens by this point. I wouldn't be concerned yet. You should know. You should be putting them in the lockdown the morning of the day 15. They should start hatching mid to late day on day 16. Make sure your humidity is high. Make sure your temperature is at 99. The best thing I would recommend is going to our website, myshirefarm.com, going to the blog section. On the blog section is a hatching guide. I think it's called the hatching process. Print that out, read over it, and make sure that your temperature and humidity are within the time frames, and everything is working correctly. Always calibrate. Tommy Ball says, hello, hey Zach, the hatch was from Tibetan and Pearl. Wonderful. I do remember that conversation. 43 out of 57 Tibetans and Pearls, cannot beat that. I mean, I guess you could, but I'm not complaining, so that is wonderful. Wow. I am so very sorry, everyone. Abed says hi from Ireland. We've got Ireland in the house. Welcome. Tyler Shepard says, hi, Zach. I believe mine may have been deleted. I hatched out 20. Oh, I was in the middle of reading yours, Tyler, and it got deleted. And I'm like, no. And I sounded like Pee Wee Herman when I did that. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever done that before. Kind of want to try it again, but it's just, no, whatever. I hatched out 22 of 30 jumbo white wings. That is good news. I'm actually going to put 22 out of 25. That is wonderful. 9 were white, 11 were Pharaoh or white wing, and 2 are reddish. I'm assuming those are Egyptians. They could be. That's a little weird. I'm actually going to go through that cage this week because you're the 3rd person that said that you got a reddish one. So I'm not too happy about that. But I've got 60 to 100 white wings that are in my grow out pen that are about 4, maybe 5 weeks old. I think they're 4. Could be 5. They're going on 5. So I'll actually be redoing that cage completely. And I'm going to be looking at some things because you should not be getting any Egyptians. So I need to fix that. Let's see. Idea, we can do a Zoom auction on the... Well, we're not going to be doing any more auctions. I've got a much better idea. Went very smoothly before. My idea, next week, we're going to try doing a Wynola Ranch cage again. With that being said, we're not going to do an auction. We're going to do a raffle. Anyone that wants to contribute will contribute $1. Then we'll do a raffle for it. That money is not going to go to me or Wynola Ranch. It's going to go to a charity. I've done that before. I love giving to charities. And then we're not going to break YouTube comments and all these things get deleted. And then you're out $1 and you have a chance to win. I like that idea better. If you have a better idea, we've got 10 weeks to try new things, so we're definitely doing that next week because I really liked it before and I think it'll go well. But if you have an idea on how to auction off or raffle off or whatever, a Wynola Ranch cage, feel free to comment. I will be happy to listen. Did I delete something else? No. Okay. Daniel says, what is the target weight for a laying hen, breeding male, and meat bird? What is the target weight for a laying hen, breeding male, and meat bird? Well, it depends on what type you have. Jumbos, a jumbo is a jumbo if it's 10 ounces or above at 10 weeks old. And with that being said, if it's 10 ounces at 10 weeks old, well, if it's 12 ounces at 10 weeks old, for our jumbos, they go into our sex link cage. We have a much higher breeding program and standard. But that is somewhere where you can start, is 10 ounces at 10 weeks old. If they're not jumbos, it's kind of all over the board. I would say on average, maybe 8.5 to 9 ounces for laying hen would be average for me. For some reason, that just got deleted. I don't know why. Jason says, when keeping quail indoors, what is the best temperature and humidity for the best ideal fertile egg production? Very good question. You know, I collect twice a day. I don't really see a lot of issues, no matter what the season. We change things a little bit here and there. But I would say, if I had to guess, probably around 60 to 70 degrees is ideal. But they're pretty resilient. So I wouldn't put too much stress in it. Melinda Jackson says, okay, was confused with all the different numbers coming through. Yeah, it was a disaster again. I am so sorry. Barbara, I do believe you already texted me, but if anybody else is waiting for my number for some reason, I don't know why you would be, but my number is 937-760-7282. Remember, we're doing 3 separate giveaways at 8:15. So ask your questions. Moderators will pick the best unique questions, and we'll be doing giveaways for them. And you are free to ask any questions and comments now. We're all caught up. I mean, I'm not caught up, but they're not being deleted. A lot of things were deleted, though. How do you peel quail eggs without mangling them? Mangling the eggs. You know, I don't know. We've only done it 1 or 2 times. Someone sent us a little peeler, and it worked okay. But we don't really peel eggs, so I have no experience. It's been years since we've done that, so I apologize. But if somebody else has a great trick on how to peel eggs, feel free to let them know. Sorry, I can't help with that question. Feathers and Greens says, I have 60 eggs of feather sexables and lockdown on day 16, no activity yet. Is this normal? I mean, it's nothing to freak out about yet. If you don't have hatches by tomorrow morning, I'd start worrying. I would definitely check your temperature and humidity. I know that I just said it. You probably commented, and then I answered somebody else's question. But anyways, 70 to 75% humidity at lockdown, 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit is best. Make sure that they're not right on each other. Make sure that there's, well, people do still air as well. I would go to our website, myshirefarm.com, go to the blog, print out the hatching guide on the in the blog area. It will give you all the information, but you should start seeing some peeping already. I wouldn't freak out yet. I would start freaking out if you wake up in the morning and there's still no action. Sarah says, what is the best age to add young chicks to an existing flock? Very good question. Very good question. We have a blog on our website about introducing new quail to an existing flock as well. You can check that out. But as far as age goes, typically you want them at least 8 weeks old, at least. And again, if you're in the UK, comment a question and put that you're in the UK, because we're giving a giveaway for UK people. So keep that in mind. But we've got to know that you're in the UK. I would say at least 8 weeks. The reason for that is if I've put quail in to a breeding program at 6 weeks old, or at about 6.5 weeks old, because they started laying at 5 weeks, they're just still too young. They get picked on, even if you do everything right. I typically do it at 10 weeks no matter what. But if you need the space or just want to get it over with, I definitely wouldn't do it under 8 weeks. I'm sitting in a new chair this week and I can't get comfortable at all. Not that anyone cares, but Marie's in the house. Question: how long do females keep laying fertile eggs after a rooster is removed? I don't have an exact answer because I've never experimented with that. That scares the crap out of me. I know a lot of people do it. You know, they'll put males in for a couple hours and then take it out and then move it to another cage. I can't do it. I keep my males in all the time. But from other breeders, I've been told 3 days. One breeder told me 5. That's really hard for me to believe, but I don't think he's lying. Maybe he had really good luck. I don't know. I would say 3 days is logical and reasonable to me, but I do not actually have experience to say that. So please keep that in mind. Very good question, though. Wendy says, do you plan to do any more quail processing? Oh, I already answered that if you did not hear me. I'd love to do it again. I just have a very large corporate account with a falconry association, and I have no extra males to butcher all year. I mean, they're taking everything. They have taken every male I've had, which is crazy because that was the hardest part of my business, was getting rid of extra males. And now I'm out of males more than I'm out of eggs. Like, it's nuts. But I'm hoping, oh, thought I lost you. I'm hoping that because we're increasing so much in size next year that I'll definitely have more. And I would love to do it because we had a lot of people out. Hopefully this COVID thing will be over by then. We'll be able to let people come and visit. We're not doing tours right now because of the whole crap. So Juanita Field says, question, what's the easiest way to fix a chick with splayed leg? I've tried before. I'm not a very good expert at splayed leg. I feel like that's the theme tonight. I just keep saying I don't know. I don't like that. But there's different methods. There's tape, there's rubber bands, there's zip ties, there's a shot glass for like 12 hours or 2, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with it. If you go to Facebook, go to Newbie Quail Lovers Facebook group, join the group and post in there. A lot of people will send pictures of how they fix it. They will give you advice that they've done themselves. I really don't do that very often, so I don't have a lot of experience with it. I guess the 2 main ways that I know a lot of customers do is typically put a rubber band around their legs for a few hours until they get some strength. Make sure they get food and water and electrolytes. And then the other one is putting them in a shot glass. But I don't know the time frame on that. Patrick says, when you go to breed for your next generation and you put different colors in for new bloodlines, do you sell their eggs or do you just do that for you to incubate? Oh, I understand now. I feel like you said it the same way. I just read it. I was really in a rush to try to answer some things because we were so behind. No, I do not sell those eggs until when we put them in the next generation. I collect for a week and hatch them out. So I don't start selling the eggs for 2 weeks. If I'm adding blood to an existing cage, then no, I do not sell those at all. I collect to incubate, and I do not sell them until they hatch out. But I'm kind of anal that way. Asterfield J says, wanted to let you know I got 28 out of 30 hatch. That's awesome. Congratulations. I hope you're still on. If you are, please let me know what you hatched, and I will add that to the specific order. Either way, I will add it to our overall hatch rate for the year, so that's great. Congratulations, that's wonderful. Peter says, so my 100 did not win, but 11 did. No, I think, I don't know the number. I think it was 99. I'm not too sure. Kelly says, are electrolytes needed for healthy adults or just newly hatched chicks? You really don't need electrolytes at all. Not that it doesn't help. But I don't give my electrolytes to breeders. Every once in a while I might, maybe once a month. That's just because I do it. I don't know why. I guess we are pretty consistent with it. So yeah, we give our breeders electrolytes once a month. I don't really see a difference in it. It just makes me feel better that I'm giving them supplements. Very rarely, and I mean, it's been years since I gave chicks electrolytes. It can't hurt, I just don't do it. But I do the breeders once a month, and we're pretty consistent with that. We might be off a week, but we usually get caught up with it. They come once a month. I've got an outstanding order on eBay where they just send me a specific amount. When that comes in, sometimes it sits on the counter for a week before I get to it, and sometimes we do it same day. Yeah, we give the electrolytes to the breeders once a month. Not very often though, and I don't see a difference. I think it just makes me feel better. Ken Wilson says hi from Maryland. Welcome. Don Cook says hi from Oklahoma. If you take your top 10% of chicks for breeders and take the largest for jumbos and largest colors, can you get colors too large that it affects production? Yes, actually. That's a very, very good question. You can. I have no desire, nor am I ever going to try to get over a 15-ounce jumbo. There's always leg issues, there's back issues, the lifespan goes down to a quarter of the time. They're usually not very good layers. They usually become prolapsed. It's just not good. Now, if you're trying to do that and then just butcher them at 8 to 10 weeks, then you can. But 14, max 15 is ideal for jumbos. Once you get above that, there really becomes health issues down the road. And I just don't want to be like, oh, I've got a 16-ounce jumbo line. And then they lay for 4 weeks, 4 months, and then die on you. Like, it's just not, I'd rather you have a consistent layer at 14 ounces than that. So yes, you can breed too big. Absolutely. Very good question. Very good question. Alan Malone says, guys, any questions from the UK? Put UK in comments. Kind of weird. We usually get 6 or 7 people from the UK every week. But this YouTube Live has been a disaster, and I really apologize, which really sucks, by the way, because the past 3 or 4 weeks, I've felt really good about our YouTube Live videos. I mean, I'm never happy with I'm not happy with me, but I've been happy with the results and answering questions, and it seems like people are having a good time. And this week's been a disaster, and I'm so sorry. All right. Katie says hi from Ohio. Hello, neighbor. I'm in Ohio as well. David Cotton says, what's the longest you recommend leaving eggs on lockdown? A lot of great questions tonight. Well, I've had them up in there. I've had them in the incubator up to day 21. I am sure we've had it. I wouldn't do past day 21. But I do remember someone messaging me or commenting that they didn't start until day 19. In that specific instance, I probably would wait until day 23. Maybe timing's off. Maybe there's some issues there. But majority of the time, day 21. If they hatch super late, like day 19, day 23, maybe day 24, you kind of got to be fluid as far as what's going on. So, if humidity breaks and it takes the chicks forever to hatch, or if the temperature is not reading correctly and they hatch out late, then I would let them go longer. But if they start hatching on day 16, I wouldn't go past day 21. Very good question. Murta says, how do you handle not getting too much inbreeding? Very good question. I don't let any specific breeding program go past a certain generation. Now, when I want to help with a breeding program, I do want to help with the breeding program. I'm not comfortable giving away all of my secrets. But yeah, I change things up every specific generation cycle so that there's no inbreeding. And because I have so many colors and so many cages and so many types and so many this, that, and the other, it's fairly, I mean, it's never easy. It's always frustrating and long and exhausting and stressful, but it's doable. So I hope that answers your question. Hey, Zach, question. I have some of the jumbo white-winged laying double yolk eggs. When that happens, do they keep laying them for their whole life? Usually, Mike, 95% of the time. I mean, that's not like a specific percentage. I don't know that for sure. But yeah, major majority of the time. See, when I say majority, I think 50%. Like 51% is majority. I get that. But like majority, like 95% of the time, they're going to lay double yolkers forever. Angela says, what is your favorite quail color? Very good question. If anybody watches, would you like to answer that? Maybe somebody knows. I talk about it quite a bit. Yep, Sarah Concrete is right. It's the SSCs. It's the Schofield Silvers. Marie also says silver. Yes, it's the Schofield Silver Collection. We hatched I've learned more from the Schofield Silver Collection about a breeding program than I've learned about anything. And it's just, not only do you get so many cool colors, not only do you get so many different varieties, not only is it just a really cool line, but it's so educational to watch the process. So yeah, I like all of those about the SSCs. Homestead on Main Street says hit the like button. Remember to hit the like button. Absolutely. If you would like to support this channel, I'd really appreciate if you hit the like button. It is free. It's not costing you a thing, and it makes me feel better about myself. If this has been a disaster, which it has been, I completely understand the thumbs down. But either way, let me know what you think. Jerry Alexander says, why weren't we told about Zoom bidding? We are not Zoom bidding. We're not. Sillamore 1961 says, please explain how inbreeding and crossbreeding works. Oh, well, we are going to, my topic next week will be about breeding. So I will give you 5 tips and tricks. But I would recommend, here's a quick one to hopefully suffice you until next week. Okay, here's a good example. I'll give you an example. Texas A&M. Texas A&M you've probably heard of because it's a formidable college, but Texas A&M quail, the jumbo whites, Texas A&Ms. They bred the same birds. So they got a pair of quail, they hatched them out, and then they bred them together. They inbred together. And then they hatched them out again. Not a big deal. Then they hatched them out again. Then they hatched them out again. And then they kept breeding brother and sister together, brother and sister together, brother and mom, sister and dad, over and over and over 100 generations. With that being said, they started having deformities along the way, obviously. But they also started realizing that they started becoming majorly aggressive, like majorly. So Texas A&M can do 100 generations of the same bloodline and have some issues. Not the end of the world. I mean, let's say you have an 80% hatch rate, and out of those, 40% of them either have deformities or aggressive, and you got to call. I mean, it's not ideal. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying, like, inbreeding is a thing, but a lot of people put way too much stress and pressure over it. With that being said, now, I've noticed, I have a rule of thumb that my recommendation, I'm going to say it this way. My recommendation is you don't breed the same bloodline together more than 3 generations. And then you should never, ever, ever have issues, would be my recommendation. I will go in to depth a lot about the breeding process and 5 tips and tricks next week on our live Q&A. But I will save that until next week because a couple other people asked as well. By the way, your birds are 8 weeks old today, and I'm getting about 30 eggs a day. Mike from Dawsonville, Georgia. That's great. Congratulations. Chris Derry Rose Elrod says hi. Welcome. Patty S says, question, is it okay to put hay in the cage for quail if they are outside in the winter, or will they choke on it? I have never done that, but I would assume that it's fine. I would try it. I wouldn't. Yeah, it would be fine. I'm going to stand by that. It would be fine. Peter is not talking to me. David says, what is the longest you recommend leaving eggs in lockdown? Oh, we already talked about it. David, I hope you heard me. If you didn't, day 21 on a normal one. If it's a very late hatch, maybe day 23, day 24. I went into depth about all of that and why, but I hope you already heard me. I probably just didn't answer by the time you asked. Jessica Mayer says, how long does it take to establish new colors? If you do it right, I mean, I guess you could rush, but on average for our new colors, it's usually about a year to a year and a half. It was about a year and a half for the pansy fees. It was about a year. Yeah, it was about a year and a half for the pansy fees. It was about a year to develop the growl. It was about 8 months for the fab fee. That came along pretty quick. That was a pretty easy one. Snowies actually took almost 2 years. And I'm still not super happy about it. I mean, it's fine, but that's a hard line. That is a hard line. Yeah, so about, I would say on average a year. Carrie says, hello from Tennessee. We ordered 100, 25 Pearl, 25 Growl, 25 GPC, 25 Jumbo. Hatched 93 out of 120 total sent. We'll give you a breakdown when I get it figured out. Sorry, that is great. Congratulations. I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 93 out of 110 because that's what you would have ordered. And then I'm just going to put your name and go ahead and just text me the breakdown, and I will put it in the specific numbers. But that's great. Congratulations. You did a great job. Tyler Shepard says, question, when breeding for a particular color, you mentioned you wait for 3 generations before naming it as a color. How many birds do you use to attempt those colors, and how many eggs do you hatch at once? Ooh, how many birds do you use to attempt those colors? That varies. Typically somewhere around 20, I would say would be a decent average. It all varies, but I'll give the number 20. Eggs, how many eggs do you hatch at once? I collect for a week, and I would say on average it's anywhere from, when I start, it's usually 2 hens and a male, maybe 3 hens and a male is when I start. And then, I just collect for a week, incubate, and then as the time goes on, I'm more picky. So if it has any trait that I'm looking for, I'll use it to increase the numbers. So for example, the growl fees. The growl fees came in 3 main colors when I started. They would hatch out almost looking like a fab fee, like really bright, which is pretty cool. Then like almost black, and then the one that I actually wanted, which was like a Rosetta base growl fee, like really cool markings, pretty dark, has some color to it, which is really what I was looking for. But if the really light one, like the Fab V, or the really dark one may not have had, for example, if the really dark one that hatched may not have had the coloring, the mixture of colors. Where was I? Oh, right. It might not have had the mixture of colors that I wanted, but it might have had more markings. I would have used that to add to the group. And then usually I get about 20 of them. And as time goes on, I become much, much pickier. And then once I don't need, the really dark one that I wasn't super happy with anymore because I'm replacing it, that one usually goes into a mixed cage to sell mixed eggs. I hope that answers the question. If it doesn't, please let me know. Oh, I must be super behind because it's deleting questions again. Good God, I'm so sorry, everyone. Tyler says, how much light do they need a day? I recommend 15 to 18 hours of light a day. Hold on. Crap. Sarah says, hypothetical question. If a couple random, let's say, Egyptians hatch from jumbo wilds, are you fudge? Okay, everybody stop real quick. It's deleting. Shoot. I'm so sorry. I'm obviously super behind. If I just lost your question, please ask again. I will stay on until all questions are asked tonight. I am so sorry. So just hold on just a second. Let me get through some of these questions. Again, I'm so sorry. Angela Metcalf says, question, do you recommend first-time quail owners starting with chicks or hatching eggs? What kind of sand bath do you give your quail? It's a mixture of play sand and it starts with a D. Somebody can tell me in a minute. Don't comment yet. Angela, your question will be answered in a couple minutes because I don't remember what that is. But you could just mainly use play sand. That would work. I put something in it. It's like an edible, I can't remember, but somebody will tell me in a minute. Oh, there it is. Yep, can't read it. Fudge sickles. Cool. Yeah, give me just a second and I'll answer that. Oh, there it is. Somebody just messaged it. Or commented on what it's called. Can you help an egg hatch if it's taking a long time? Some people say you never should. I don't, but I know other people that do. It's a personal choice. I missed another question. No more comments for just a second, please. I'm so sorry. It keeps, because we've had too many comments, it keeps deleting, and I'm at the very top, and it keeps deleting people's questions. Again, I will fix all of this next week. I am so sorry for all of the issues. I really am. Mark Bryan says, hi, Zach. My 120 contest eggs started hatching yesterday. Day 16 had 3 hatched. Day 6 hatched. Only 111 to go. I will let you know final count next Sunday. That's great. Best of luck. I have 5 jumbo hens that are 12 weeks and have not started laying yet. They are in our garage, so are warm and have 17 hours of light. Anything else I can do to get them laying? Make sure they're safe. If there's any predators possibly around. Freezer, no more comments right now, please. So if they don't feel safe, they won't lay. Sounds like you've got the light. No, just be a little bit more patient because it sounds like you're doing everything right. I know that's awful. I hate that I'm not giving you better. It looks like the light. Make sure they're on a layer feed. Make sure that they're safe. Make sure that they have a good square feet. I recommend 3.5 quail per square foot, and I recommend a 5-to-1 ratio, 5 hens to every 1 male. No more comments for just a second. I need to get caught up because it keeps deleting people's questions. I'm not ignoring you. I'm very sorry. Give me just a second. I'm going to go through these super fast. Sarah Concrete says, how long do you recommend providing electrolytes for chicks and juveniles? Also, do you use electrolytes? If so, what brand? We use electrolytes for our breeders once a month. I will have to look. I can't remember the brand. It's the most common brand. Save a Chick. It's Save a Chick is the brand. I use it once a month for the layers. I don't use it for the chicks or the juveniles. But it can't hurt them. I mean, you could do it once a week and it'd be fine. I just don't do it. Pinebird says, question, what is the best month to order eggs, winter, spring, summer, or fall? It really doesn't matter. Our average hatch rate has stayed pretty much the same all year. I would usually say fall or spring is ideal, but again, you're talking, it doesn't really matter. We've averaged a 72% hatch rate. It jumped up a 72% hatch rate during the winter. Then it moved to spring. We jumped up to 73 for the year. Summer, it stayed at 73 for most of the time, and now we're at 72. So we're talking on average a 1% difference for the season. So it's not that big of a deal. Chris Derry says, I once had a double yolk quail egg. The yolks were so tiny. Is that a fluke? It could be. It could be. Usually if they're a double yolker, if they lay more than one double yolker, then they'll probably always lay double yolkers, but sometimes they just lay really big eggs. Carrie, hi from Sharpsburg, Kentucky. Welcome. Not talking to me. Roy says, what age is the best to start collection eggs for hatching for your breeding sets? What age is the best to start collecting eggs for hatching from your breeder sets? I collect a week after I put the cage together. The minimum amount of time, the minimum age I put them in the breeding program is age 8 weeks old. And then they have to be in the cage for a full week before I start collecting. I hope that answers your question. Chris Daly said, what I'm most interested in is the splat style eggs, not the speckles, not the celadon. But I really want is to get an all brown egg covered in splats. Is it possible to breed for them? It is, but it would be extremely, extremely tedious and long and very difficult. But it's possible. I mean, you do it like anything else. Find the ones that are laying it, and find males that will keep it, and then just keep hatching them out. Nicole says, hello from Kingston, New York. I got 120 eggs from you guys a few months back. I had about 60 hatched and 48 made it. I ended up with 2 white-winged pharaohs, 1 male and 1 female. If separated, will I get more? Absolutely. Congratulations. I'll write that down. Let's see, 60 out of 110. Congratulations, Nicole, if you're still on. If you can let me know what exactly you had, what you ordered, I'd greatly appreciate it. Daniel, what is the target weight for breeding females laying? I did answer that. I hope you heard it. I would say on average, a non-jumbo average is probably around 8.5 to 9 ounces. A jumbo is a jumbo if it's 10 ounces or above at 10 weeks old, but everything is a little bit different. So you just got to make up your own standard. You can start somewhere. Christopher Asbury says, my question for the night is, since every breed doesn't hatch 100% true, does that mean I have several different color varieties? Yes. Glasstron says, how much area should be figured for each quail when building a pen? I recommend 3 quail per square foot for jumbos, 3.5 quail per square foot for non-jumbos for breeders. J Fox Hunter says, hi from Cumberland City, Tennessee. I'm trying to go through these super fast so you guys can start commenting again. So I apologize. Christopher Asbury says, I won 60 SSC eggs in the auction. I hatched 52 out of 60. I will take those numbers. Congratulations. 52 out of 60 SSC. I am very satisfied. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know. CB Create says, when do you start your quail business? Back in 16. David Cotton says, I had 14 out of 25 hatch for my order, still hoping for some hatch. Best of luck. I hope that you do as well. Keep me posted. Let me know what the final hatch is. Amanda says, hi from Texas. Welcome. YRB says, question from California. Have you ever used a small countertop plucker? Question, what is the normal body temp for a quail? I don't know what the normal body temp is for a quail is. I've never been asked that, and I've never thought about it. Very interesting. But yes, we do have a small quail egg small quail plucker, and I swear by it. You should get one. Quail Ma'am says, is it true that storing your hatching eggs at a cooler temperature prior to incubation produces fewer males? No, that is not true. That is an old wives' tale. Michael Roach says, question, what is about a community cage? What is it about a community cage that increases egg production, or what is it about a community cage that causes young hens to start laying so fast after putting them in the community cage? I don't I've never really thought it had anything to do with a cage. Usually has a lot to do with genetics. It usually has a lot to do with feed. Those would be the two major things. Lighting. I don't necessarily, cage space, but I don't think it has anything to do with a community cage. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. You guys can. I am so behind. I'm so sorry, everyone. Go ahead and start commenting again. I am fairly caught up. John and Linda says, Rustic John, Magnolia, Texas. Will a young hen die from egg bound? They could. The best way to fix that is make sure you've got a 3.5% calcium feed. I would throw some electrolytes in there and make sure that there's no predators around. And then that should fix the egg bound thing. Best of luck. Megan says, hi from San Diego. I just won the Fab Field auction today. Congratulations. My question is, do you ever run into specific quail that you get attached to because of their personalities? Do you keep any pet-only cages? I do not. We used to, but my kids are not as interested anymore in quail. They like other animals now, so we don't really have a pet cage anymore. We have a couple in the house. But AC says, can I get your number on when I can order eggs? Love your videos. Thank you very much. You can order eggs anytime. It's 937-760-7282. Our website is myshirefarm.com. You can order eggs anytime on there. Most of them are available, except for jumbos. David says, question, what do you think is the most challenging part of hatching eggs? Consistency. I mean, you can't control the incubator. You can't control the thermometers. You got to keep checking. You got to keep making sure it's calibrated. Just not being able to control everything is probably the most toughest part. CB Create says, what is the best way to transport quail? I don't know what you mean. Cages? I don't know. What do you mean? Transport quail. Erie Quail Farms in the house from Stuart, Florida. Sorry I'm late. No problem. You missed a disaster, so I'm glad you missed it. I'm very, very sorry. Mark Johnson says, is there a particular brand of feed for starter and grow out? I have jumbo wild eggs coming from you. I am in Cove, Texas. What I would do is go to our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm. Check out our feed video. We did a video about our feed. We actually have a couple. We've talked about what we use, the brand that we use. We've shown you the label that has the ingredients and the percentages on there. I would take that, maybe screenshot a picture of that, take it into your feed store and say, I need something similar, is what I would do. But I would check that out. That would give you much better information than what I can say to you right now. Mark Bryan says, question, I have a pen of hens that have lost a lot of their feathers on their necks and all on their back feathers. Is this molting? No, it sounds like aggressive males are overcrowding. Overbreeding is what it sounds like. Not talking to me. Okay, so here's the deal. We have giveaways to do. So, I'm very sorry. So, I need everyone to stop commenting for a minute so I don't get more and more behind. I will stay on here as long as possible until all questions are answered. I promise. But for a moment, please do not comment because I do not want to lose any more comments and they keep getting deleted and it's really frustrating. And I will fix that by next week. But with that being said, I'm going to log out of here and go to my text messages and announce the winners for the, seriously? For the, cool. I hate electronics. I just hate them so freaking much. So give me just a second. No more comments for just a second. I just don't want to lose any. And your screen is probably going to freeze up for a second because I have to get on my phone to do. Oh, mother of God. I am so sorry to everybody. This has been a disastrous night, and I am so sorry. So I'm going to check one more time and try to reboot it. My text messages, for some reason, are saying that they're not coming through to my iPad, which is super frustrating because that's how I was going to check the winners. So this is what we're going to do. Verna, Heather, and Homestead on Main Street. I saw the text come through earlier. If you can, just text me again so I don't have to freeze up my screen. Text me again, just the name, so I can write it down before it goes away on my notifications, and I will announce the winners of our giveaways. Alan, if you have any winners, please let me know. And again, just... Well, I had 2 names that came through from 2 different moderators, so I will announce those. So, didn't write down the last name, but CB Creates, you are a winner. Unfortunately, I can't read the winning question right now because this whole thing has been a freaking nightmare. But CB Creates and John and Linda something. So if your name starts with John, I just got another one. Okay, we're gonna have 3 winners because I've had 3 moderators and they all gave me different names, and that's not fair. So we're gonna pick a name from each. So here we go. 1. I apologize so freaking much about this disastrous episode. I'm so sorry. I will get to every single one of your questions. I swear it. With that being said, I'm picking 3 winners. If I call your name, you will all get 60 free Myshire eggs from me. Alan Malone said he's giving 100 eggs away next week, so that's that. The 3 winners will win 60 free eggs from me, free shipping. I will ship you out sometime this week, and that is part of my trying to have fun, and I'm so very, very sorry. So here we go. CB Creates is a winner. Also, geez, I am so behind. John and Linda Keltgen, congratulations. Now I got to find my place again. And Tyler Shepard, I saw come through. So, to all 3 of you, John and Linda, CB Creates, and Tyler Shepard, you all win. Congratulations. I will do this next week. I'll do it a little bit differently, but we will do it again next week. Thank you, everybody. I've seen a lot of great questions, and I think what I'm going to do is let the moderators pick a winner, and I'm going to pick a winner because there has been a lot of great questions tonight, and I hope that I'm helping. So I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to have everybody enjoy it, and I feel really bad because it's been a disaster. Yep, lost my spot, so that's cool. Oh, well, now I'm deleted. So I'm to the very top. Oh, you know what? I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's wonderful. Donna Pites says hi from Illinois. I hope I said that correctly. I'm going to get through some of these questions and then go over some things real quick, so stay with me. If you're bored, I don't know how you would be bored because this has been a cluster tonight, and it's like a train wreck, and I'm very sorry. Jay says the raffle is a good idea. Question: can people outside the U.S. participate in the raffle? No, not at this time. I apologize. COVID thing and international shipping has gotten very difficult. Sarah Concrete says idea for cage auction. Do an auction at 6:30 on the egg auction page. It'll be much more manageable on the Facebook format. I agree with that. I will write that down. I do have an auction site. It goes much smoother. I've been doing it for a long time. I'll mention in a second. I got to get caught up because I'm at the very top before comments start getting deleted. Hello from the UP. I don't know where the UP is. If you're still on, let me know where the UP is. Quail Ma'am says, question, Zach, how many pounds of feed do you go through in a month? How much do you buy at a time? I go through about 6. Yeah, I go through about 6 tons a month. No, that's not right. Yeah, around 6 tons a month, and I usually buy about 6 tons. I buy once a month is what I do. I can go into it longer, but comments are coming in, and I got to get caught up. Patrick says, how about doing an auction on the cage for the Facebook egg? I got it. I wrote it down. CB creates. What? Gosh darn it. Sorry. Avery Rose says, hey, Zach from Rose Ranch, and I like the name, in Tennessee. Sorry the auction didn't go as planned. Still a great video. I don't know about that, but thank you for the support. Avery Rose has a question. I have a plan to breed 3 generations of the same color. Then I'm breeding the 3rd generation to a different 3rd generation color to keep the inbreeding too long. Do you think my plan will work? Yeah, that sounds like a very good plan. Just keep really good notes. Leave in vinegar, someone said. I must have missed the question, I'm sorry. Chris Derry Rose Elrod says, when and why do you decide to get into the quail business? Very good question, long answer. I will answer in a little bit after I get caught up. Why? I'll just put a big why. Hopefully that'll remind me. Daniel says it's better to keep quail on a caged floor, put in like a little cage with pine shavings. It's either way. I mean, cage setup is much better for you. Normal, a more natural setting is probably better for them, but it's a personal choice. Avery Rose says, I assume my plan would work for jumbos the same. Yes, it would, absolutely. Bob Simmons says, winter's coming. At what temperature do I need to think about putting in a heat lamp for the quail outside? They're very easy. They're very adaptable. I wouldn't worry about that. I'd worry about the water freezing. We have people in Alaska that raise them outside, and it's negative whatever degrees out. And I mean, they have, shelter they can get behind or around, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're very, very hardy. It's more the water freezing is more of an issue. Amanda said, not talking to me. Quail Keeper says, peeling quail eggs. We roll the eggs on the counter to crack all of the shell and peel underwater and boil. There you go. Terry Quinn says, how many quail would you give to have the Cowboys win the Super Bowl? I'm pretty mad at them right now, so probably none. But if I'm not mad, probably thousands. Samantha says, don't use fresh eggs. Let them sit a week or so. For what, Samantha? MH says, what would be the best breed to handle the heat of Arizona? I'm telling you, they're all very, very similar. It's just whatever strikes your fancy. I probably maybe one that's not as large. I feel like the heavier the quail, the worse the heat would be. But I mean, again, I wouldn't worry about it. Don't overthink it. CB Create says, what is your favorite quail egg recipe? We grill out when we have quail. Oh, quail egg? Usually Jenna Johnny's, we are obviously a very dessert loving family around here. But she usually just makes them with cooking. Donna says, leave boiled eggs with vinegar and then put 100% white vinegar in the shell dissolved to membrane. There you go. Jerry Alexander says, I didn't see the auction go away if people would... Oh, okay. Yes, the auction was a disaster. I'm very sorry. Patty S says, no, it's better if they are 3 weeks. They are less competition and they look at them different. I must have missed something. Alan says, hi, I'm new to Malone, New York. I'm from Malone, New York. Is it okay to inbreed and keep them with new blood? Yeah, you want to introduce new blood. I recommend every 3 generations. Yes, you want to introduce new blood. I recommend once every 3 generations. All right, I'm fairly caught up with the comments. So here we go. We had 3 winners for questions tonight. Yeah, I know. Because I'm at 20%. So I've got a lot of announcements. I don't want you guys to miss these announcements. So, number one, we had 3 winners for our 16, or for our, nope, for our best questions giveaway tonight. The winners were Tyler Shepard, John and Linda, and CB Creates. They win 60 free Myshire eggs with free shipping because they participated and had great questions, and hopefully appreciate everybody. And I'm so very freaking sorry. No S, Verna. There's no S in myshirefarm.com. So I'm very sorry for the disastrous night. It's been, I'm sorry. That's all. I don't know what else I can say. I'm sorry. I won't. I'll make it much better next week. Give me another chance. With that being said, I will get to all of your questions. I swear, no matter what I got to do. Also, if you're still on, I'm putting Jumbo Wilds back on the website tonight. So I was waiting until 8 to tell people that we're staying, but everything's just a disaster. So Jumbo Wilds are going back on the website tonight. So that's really cool. And now I'm deleted again, so I'm going to get caught up. I'm so sorry. Patty S. says, I do it all the time. It works. It was suggested by another YouTube channel. It works. There you go. Daniel says, how often should I replace my males and females? I recommend you replace the males once every 6 months. I recommend you replace your hens once a year. I would go into it more, but I'm so behind. Donna says, some use peroxide mist on eggs to hatch more. We used to. We don't see a benefit. In fact, I see a better hatch rate when I don't use that. Brad says, from Summit Farms in Tennessee, one last hatch. We had several chicks chipping within the egg. This is our first time noticing. Is that normal? No, it kind of sounds like the humidity was too low and they couldn't hatch out. So check your humidity. I recommend 70 to 75% at lockdown. R&J Farm says, put eggs in vinegar overnight. PS says it was slightly redneck that told me. Daniel says, okay, thank you. Roy says, adding ice cubes after the quail eggs is boiled makes it easier to peel them. Sarah says, how long do you keep quail eggs? Nope. How long do you think it will take before you run out of space in the new barn next year? Rip Bowen says, question, what time do you see newbie quail lovers? What things do you... God, I missed it. I'm sorry. Could my quail eggs get broody if I stop collecting their eggs? Very unlikely, but not unheard of. Melody says, FYI, I had 18 out of 30 hatch fab feet from an auction I won. Congratulations. I will write that down. Yeah. Wow, they are deleting as soon as I'm reading them. Tommy Ball said, when buying chickens, I segregate for 30 days. Should I do the same for adult quail from another breeder? Yes, I highly recommend that. Daniel says, what causes scissor beak in new hatch quail? And I also had one that came eyeless. It could be different things. It could be a transport issue. It could be the air sac. It could be how they developed in the egg. It could be genetics. It could be a lot of different things. CB Create, I wouldn't use them in a breeding program though. CB Create says, what brand of feed do you feed your quails and where do you obtain it? They're local here in Ohio, but I did do a YouTube video about our feed. It shows, shoot. Oh God. Frontviewfeeds.com is what I use. MH says, what? Shit. Shoot. Sorry. I missed it. Donna says, do they need sand bath or DE for insects? I would do a mixture of both. Daniel says, what would a good price to sell eggs and chicks? That is completely up to your market. I have a couple videos about that you could check out. Jay says, shot glass for 1 hour, not 12 hours. Give it a break. Then another session. There you go. Grandpa Podge says, question, what is the best way to tell if you're getting fertile eggs? It isn't always easy for me to see the little white dot in the yolks. I incubate them and then candle is what I do. And that says, I was wondering how long my quail eggs will keep in the refrigerator after they hatched. What? I was wondering how long my quail eggs would keep in the refrigerator after they hatched. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I need you to re-explain. I'm sorry. Carrie says, I hatched out some white wing pharaohs and got a few white birds. I'm also hatching some jumbo whites. Should I leave the white wing pharaoh whites with the white wing pharaohs or put them with the put white wing pharaoh to white wing pharaoh? Very good question. Thank you, Carrie. CB Creates says, Do you celebrate your quail's hatch day? I made party hats for my, I have not, but we hatch quite a bit. But that's pretty interesting. Jay says, size and height of shot glass is important. Goldilocks rule of thumb, not too short, tall, or too wide. There you go, good point. Sarah Concrete says, question, what is the best way to offer oyster shells if you cannot find a layer feed with the correct amount of protein? Do you need to be crushed up more first? They do have a crushed oyster shell that you would get, or that you could get. That's what I would get. And then the best way to do it is I would put a little bit of feed in, oyster shells, and then the feed on top, and then it'll circulate itself, is how I used to do it. Robert Halverson says, in my growl fee hatch, I had a few tuxedo. What would I use to increase the growl fee tuxedos? You would want a white male or growl fee tuxedo to growl fee tuxedo. Again, usually I go into much more detail, but I am barely keeping up because they're deleting as fast as I can get to them. So I'm just trying to get caught up, and then I will spend more time answering it. CB creates, what is the best way to treat bumblefoot in quail? It's very hard to treat. Best way to do it is you pick a hole, get the pus out, get the infection out, let it heal. You know, separate it maybe on some bedding for a while, let it be by itself, use some electrolytes, use some cream on it, and then it might heal, but it's a rough process. Sillamore 1961 says, feed them crushed up chicken egg shells, Sarah. That's also, you could do that as well. Shoot. Jeff says, are behavioral traits like aggression genetic in quail? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's very inconsistent. I've been raising quail almost a year now, and I had 2 aggressive birds in my first hatch and called them. I haven't had any aggressive birds since. Yeah, it can be. Yes, aggression is genetic. However, it can also be environmental. So it's not always genetic. I would say it's more times genetic than environmental, but it's environmental also. Jerry Alexander said, I have found out when you add new quail, if you take out all quail, then add new ones in and wait little next morning, I put the old ones back in. Yes, that is a very good process to use. I would just keep doing it. Sarah Cronkite, Jay commented, said, I just add calcium carbonate powder if you don't have crushed eggshells available. Never bother with oyster shells. There you go. CB Create says, do you buy your quail cages or make them? We make them. I currently have 2 that I made. They are living in. That's great. Congratulations. We've got a quail cage video on ours. Papa Builder of Things. It's under the playlist. Yes, we make ours, but we also use some Winola Ranch cages. What is the lightest weight should I have for a laying hen? That is really a personal choice. It's whatever you want to do. If you're breeding for color, you don't need to really be worrying about weight. If you're trying to build weight, then find your average, use that, and then that's your standard, that's your state, and then just keep moving forward with that. Sillamore 1961 says, I don't use oyster shells either, Jane, just crushed eggshells. There you go. John says, at what age do you move to grow out? We use our grow outs from 3 to shoot. I gotta start taking my time to answer these. At what age do you move to grow out? Well, it depends on the season, but on average about 3 to 4 weeks old. We move them from the brooder room to the grow out cage, and then at 8 to 10 weeks we move them from the grow out cage to the breeder cage. Patrick says, do you know what the dimensions of your new barn is? I'm going to say a number, but I can't guarantee it. I think it's like 42 by 70. It sounds right. I could be way off. I'm going to stick with it, though. Patrick Fold says, do you know... Oh, I already met. Tyler Wedland says, how much light do they need? I recommend 15 to 18 hours of light a day for great production. Daniel says, what do I do with non-hatched eggs? Is there any good use for them? Non-hatched eggs. We eat... no, let me start over. We use them. We feed our pigs with them. It's their treat, and we hatch out a lot. So our pigs are big and fat. So that could be a market for you. Maybe. Junie says, question, Zach, have you thought about maybe doing a Q&A with the kids that win your 18 and under contest, kind of catch up after they get their quail? No, and I don't know why. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to write that down. That's a great idea. I don't know why. That's a great idea. Great idea, Junie. I will find time. Kathy French from Ohio is in the house. Welcome. CB Create says, what would you recommend to clean incubators? If you're going to clean your incubator, I strongly recommend the only thing you use is half water, half Listerine. I would not use bleach. I would not use any chemicals. I would not use cleaning equipment. Half Listerine, half water. Absolutely. Mark Bryan said peeling quail eggs, boil 4 minutes. After boil, soak in cold water 15 minutes. Tap like you're going to peel a chicken egg. Roll the egg in the finger with light pressure, cracking the shell all the way. There you go. MC Sykes says some of the Myshire Tibetan eggs were blue. Should I expect any blue egg layers? If I went to hatch blue eggs for my chicks, what type of male would be best? Well, you have to have a Celadon blue egg male, and it's very hard to find that out. So you might get some blue eggs. So best of luck to you. But those are just fun. Possible. It's possible. Not talking to me. Midwest Kristen says, will you ever get Celadons? We have Celadons, but I hate them and I'm not happy with them, so I don't sell them at this time. Maybe someday down the road. Silver, SSC. Oh my God, I am so behind. Daniel says, how do I get Celadon chicks? You would have to buy the you'd have to buy the gene. Quail Ma'am says, do you give any of your quail organic non-GMO feed? No, we do not. We use all natural, but we don't use non-GMO. Or not, we don't use organic. God. MH says, just hit the like button. I like that advice. Thank you very much. Jay says, ours get fermented feed every morning. They love it, and they don't go through as much of their regular feed as a result. There you go. Daniel says, how do I find out my colors of quail? They were all mixed in random colors. You can go to our website and see our pictures, or you can go to our Facebook page, Myshire Farm, and in the pinned post, the top post, is a little playlist of all the colors and the names. That should help you out quite a bit. Wow, a lot of, I don't know what happened. A lot of deletes. Daniel said, I have 2 Texas A&Ms and they get picked on. That's interesting. Donna says, what people food to feed? What? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. CB Creates says, I have used hay in the winter and summer before and they were fine. Have also used it in a brooder with chicks before and they were fine. There you go. Beth Reed says, arriving late. Hello from North Central Arkansas. Welcome. It's been a disaster night and I'm so sorry to everybody. I just won't stop apologizing. CB Create says, is it okay for quail to have seeds and related poultry treats? Absolutely. Anything veggie except for citrus. No citrus. David Cotton says, where does all the poop come from? What? Where does all the poop come from? Yeah, they poop a lot. Absolutely. Marie says, what would happen if humidity went past the 75 mark, say 85 at lockdown? It's hard to say. You can drown the eggs, so they might not hatch. That's pretty high. But just do the best you can. Sandra B says, I'm late from Connecticut. Just got my eggs on Thursday and can't wait to hatch for hatch day. Nice packaging, no breaks. That's great. Congratulations. Best of luck. And keep me posted. Daniel says, how do I make an aggressive hen be less aggressive? I would take her out of the cage, separate her for a couple days, put her back in the cage. Maybe she won't be territorial because now it's not her space anymore, would be my first plan of action. Better too much than not enough humidity, Marie. To a point. Tanner Allen says all the pearl quail are the pearl quail. Gosh, are the pearl quail. Hello, everybody. My name's Zach, and I'm just going to keep making the video worse tonight. You're welcome. Tanner Allen says, are the pearl quail feather sexable? Yes, they are. See? How simple was that? Sandra says, I use the straw in cages without problems. There you go. Patrick says, what color would be best to put the growfies to make the darker and to make them larger? Probably Tibetans. CB Create says, I have had below 60 humidity the last day on lockdown before, and some still hatched. That's great. Congratulations. Alan Malone is asking if anybody is in the UK. Avery Rose said, I just had a hen jump and break her neck in a 10-inch tall pin. She's already in a fridge. Guess my next pin will be even shorter. Yes. I think that was kind of a fluke, but yeah. I have never found or heard of a way to cure a mean girl. Yeah, there's some tricks you can do. Hello from Arizona. Thanks for all the informative videos. Thank you. J&G Dubai's Adventures. I hope I said that correctly. DE is what you can use for sand baths. Mark Bryan says, do the bigger eggs that have hatched have a better chance of survival? No. No. I mean, I hope they all survive, but... Erie Quail Farm says, how many quail did you start with? What were they, and what is your favorite way to eat them? We grill out, and unfortunately, it is that time, everybody. I have got to plug in. Hopefully, you can still hear me. I got to plug in my phone because my battery is at 2%. I do have some announcements to make. I think I'm getting caught up with questions, so stay with me. It is going to get a little bit more distracting. Because this microphone kind of turns I'm sure you can hear the really annoying males in my barn, but not as loudly as it's going to be in a second. But unfortunately, my battery is crap. So hopefully you all can still hear me. I will get the phone close to me and talk louder because my voice doesn't hurt at all anyway. Alright, so let's move you closer. I wish you had something better to look at. I apologize. If somebody can comment real quick and let me know you can hear me, I will talk as loud as I can. But I will not get out of here until I answer all of your questions. If you have asked a question and I have not answered it, but I've already asked it, please ask again because I really do want to help. So here we go. Erie Quail Farm says, how many quail did you start with? I believe we started with somewhere around 15 to 20 hens, and then we bought, 60 to 120 SSCs. Is how we started. What were they? Well, the live quail we got were jumbos. The eggs were, can you hear me now? Right. Okay. All right. We're going on a journey. So, you guys are gonna have to give me a second. Yeah, it's been a long night. Can you hold it better out here? I just think they'll comment. Hopefully you can hear me better. better than your worst failure. Okay. Oh. Well, then I will use my higher voice and I will talk louder. Wow, this week has literally been the worst YouTube video I've ever done in my entire life. Holy. So, I am going to take a very big drink of my great, delicious water, and then I'm going to scream until I get all these questions answered. But as long as you learn something or get a better idea, then let's move on. So, here we go. We started with SSC's eggs, and we started with jumbo wild hens. It was like 15 live quail, and it was like 60 to 120 SSCs. And SSCs are my, oh, what? Best way to eat. I like to grill out. No sound. Can you hear me? Because someone just commented that there's no sound now. Oh. Okay, great. Well, oh, all right, so hypothetical question. A few, let's say Egyptians hatch. Oh, I think I answered it. Maybe I did. Egyptians hatch from jumbo wild eggs. You breed those together. How many generations does it take before you have Egyptians breeding true? Oh. All right, Egyptians hatch from jumbo wild. You breed those together. So you're breeding Egyptian to Egyptian together. I would probably say about 3 to 4 generations. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you. All right. Rick Bowen says, my question got deleted. It was basically, what other nutrients should we be looking for in our feed? Everyone seems to focus on protein, but other nutrients are rarely mentioned. I agree wholeheartedly. It drives me crazy that everybody's just focused on protein. Like, it's important to grow, but you need calcium, you need fiber, you need a bunch of other stuff. What I would do is check out the video about our feed, what we feed our quail on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm. Because it'll show you the ingredients we use, it'll show you the proteins that we use, and everything in there is in there for a reason. So I would check that out and match it up to what you're feeding. Angel says, hello from New Jersey. At what age do you put males back together with females to breed? And at what age are the females old enough to start collecting the extra incubation? I don't put males back, well, my males and females breed for life. So, we started breeding cage, and it's, males and females are together. They stay in together for 6 months. I replace the males at 6 months, and then they stay together, and then every year I replace the hens. So at 6 months, I replace the males, keep the hens. At a year, I replace both the males and the hens. Hopefully that answered your question. CB creates said, I currently have 42 quail looking to start a small profitable business. I have room for 75. What steps would you recommend to expand my business? I don't really know what you mean. Like, to sell more? Um, if that's the case, then obviously social media is vital. Um, get your name out there, join the groups, um, network. I came from an age where when I started working, that's what you had to do. You had to network with people and get to know other stores and get to know other people and get to know people, vendors and things like that. Now, networking is pretty much talking to people online. If somebody asks a question in the group, you answer, give your feedback, ask questions, get to know as much as you can. Um, make a name for yourself that you have answers, you know what you're doing, things like that, and that would be a big tip. Um, good pictures, very worded, well worded posts. Social media is key. Craigslist, local businesses, um, give your product away so that they know that it's good quality, and word of mouth goes much further and does a lot more than any marketing you can do. Well, the body temp for a quail is 140 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you, FCT or FC Tuber. Oh my God, I am so behind. Hold. All right. Jason says, "Hey brother, the eggs I bought from you are on day 19 and have not hatched. The temp and humidity are correct. Should I be worried? How many more days should I wait before I throw them out?" I wouldn't say they're correct. I think they're reading wrong. So I would strongly recommend you calibrating that thing very quickly. If I had to guess, I would assume that your temperature is off, is what I would assume. Also, I would handle and see if they developed or if they're fully developed or half developed, and we can kind of try to find out where the issue went. I would increase the humidity to 75%. I would increase the temperature to 1 degree Fahrenheit, and hope for the best and keep them in for a couple more days. But I would definitely calibrate as soon as possible. Harry Quill, not talking to me. MH says, hands down, you rock. I don't know about that. It's been a disaster night. Apologize to everybody. Donnie says, yes, no one does, but you pronounced it right. Thank you very much. I did use another thermometer to check temp, but not humidity. It could be, it really sounds like a temperature issue, but it could be humidity. You really need to be at 75% humidity. If you had none hatched, there's definitely an issue. Something's not reading correctly. Chris says, hi from the Caribbean. Welcome. Connie says, question. I have heard that some people have lavender colored birds. How would you get this color? Lavenders are SSC. They're Schofield Silver Collection. It's one of the colors you can get out of it. Has anyone ever produced a cardinal red bird? 70-year-old genetics teacher here, Larry. Welcome, Larry. Lavender is a color. Lavender comes from the SSCs. You hatch out SSCs, you can get lavenders, and then you could hatch lavender to lavender, but I don't recommend it. The reason I don't is because the SSCs have been inbred so much that you really don't want to take one specific color to one specific color. So for example, you can get Schofield silvers, you can get lavenders, charcoals, silver pharaohs, silver and golds, all kinds of stuff. Well, all those are different colors in the SSC line. So if you breed them to them, it's okay, and you'll get more silvers. But if you breed just silver pharaoh to silver pharaoh, eventually you're going to start having a lot of genetic defects because there was a lot of inbreeding, which is why we created more colors in that line. Kent Wilson says, oh, and has anyone produced a cardinal red bird? We've had some really red scarlets, but I wouldn't say cardinal red yet, no. But if you were, it would be out of the scarlets. Kent Wilson says, first time on stream, good job from Australia. I am so, Sorry. Usually it goes so much better. I'm so sorry. We'll do better next week. I'm sure I lost a lot of people this week for good. Robin C says Upper Peninsula. Oh, Upper Peninsula. I probably should know that. Michigan. Welcome. Alan Malone says if you guys are on my groups with members from the UK, get them on next week. I think I can ship to Northern Ireland, but we'll have to check. Good night, all, and thanks for your time, Jack. Not a problem. Hopefully, we have better luck next week. This week has been a disaster. Jason says, what's the latest I should wait before giving up on the hatch? Um, oh, 19. I would wait until on day 19. I probably keep them in there until day 24. I know that I'm not the best to look at, but I'm going to get closer because my throat's killing me. I would say day 24 because they haven't even started hatching. I would increase their humidity immediately and hope for the best, but keep me posted for sure. I'm running through them just because I have so many questions, but I am interested. CB Create says, what do we do if we won? You want to text me at 937-760-7282. If you did not write that down or were able to because I just sprung it on you, Verna Young will comment in a minute my phone number, and you can message me then. Or she just did it behind. Oh, very good. My pick froze because I had 20% left. Donna says, where do you get crates for shipping eggs? Our foamers. We get our foamers in Louisiana. We also sell them on our website. Grandpa Potts says, question, what is the best way to tell if you were getting fertile eggs? I have heard that fertile eggs have a small white spot in the yolks. I have heard hard time seeing the small white spot in the yolks. You know, I've done it just to do it, but I never do that. I always incubate and then candle. Yes, there's a small white. A lot of people go to Facebook and go to the Facebook group Newbie Quail Lovers. Post a good picture of the quail egg broken up and ask them if they can help you see it. A lot of people have much better eyes. I can never tell either. I'm not good at it. Jenna is an expert at it. She could look from across the room and go, yeah, fertile. No, not fertile. I mean, it's just crazy. But I always do the incubator test. Michael Turner says, when boiling eggs, fresh eggs don't feel as well as eggs that have been stored at least a week or two. I've got the hiccups. Of course. The lights are going to fall on me soon. And who knows what else is going to happen this disaster tonight. I'm so sorry. God. Oh, it's been a week, everybody. Chris has a question. I'm in the Caribbean. Is turkey food okay for young baby quail? No game bird food. Yes, we use that when we started out. It's great, high in protein, great starter grower. GoPro AZ is not talking to me. Sillamore 1961 says it's all good, Zach. You did just fine. I can't always go. It can't always go perfect. Hang in there. Thanks. GoPro AZ, which is Arizona. GoPro Arizona it will always be very thin white ring around the embryo. Jason says, I really want your quail, but I've got to go figure out what went wrong with this batch first. Absolutely. Jason, keep them in there, raise the humidity, and keep me posted. My phone number, 937-760-7282. Raise the humidity tonight. Let me know 2021, 22. In about 4 days, what happened. Send me some pics. Before you throw them away, I need you to candle some. You don't have to break them open. I will need you to candle. We'll find out what happened. It could be an incubator. I mean, it could be a shipping issue. It could be. If none hatch, there's definitely an issue we got to figure out before we ship again. But I mean, we'll take care of it. I've been rushing through the questions, and I should probably just slow down and take my time. So it's going to be okay. Increase the humidity. It's not the end of the world. You still have time for them to hatch. We are running out of time, but if you get none to hatch, you text me. We'll figure out what happened. We'll fix the problem. I'll reshift. We'll try it again. Not the end of the world. We'll get you taken care of, but increase the humidity very quickly. Um, Midwest Kristen says, I just got my history eggs put in the incubator today. That is great. Congratulations. This will be my very first hatch. Very excited and nervous. Ordered 50, received 60. We were broke, which is very strange. I broke two. That's all right. So 55 out of 50 so far, not too shabby. Well, best of luck. Keep me posted, and I hope you can join us on a much better YouTube video and let us know that you got a 90% hatch rate. That would be fantastic. If anybody has any great news right now, I will be happy to listen. I'm struggling. So, I will fix all of these issues by next week. I promise. Rick Bowen says, second time my question got deleted. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What things do you see newbie trail lovers do that go completely out the window when you go big time? That is probably the best question I've ever been asked. And I don't think I've ever been asked that before. That is a fantastic question. Rick Bowen, if you're still on, can you comment just real quick? Rick Bowen, if you're still on, can you just comment with hi or a dot or smiley face or I don't care. If you're still on, if you could comment anyway, I'd really appreciate it. I know we're a couple seconds late, so I'm waiting. Thank you. Dave Fox Hunter. Rick Bowen, are you still on? I hate that he asked the question twice and got deleted. That's funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna write that name down. Maybe I can find it in my Facebook. I keep diving off on my voice. Like I keep yelling, and then as I keep going on, I keep talking normal, and then. Alright, here we go. Holy cow, I don't know what's going on, but I will fix all of this by next week, I swear. Amy Lynn says, I'm finally here. Oh, you missed a disastrous night. It's been awful. So you didn't miss crap. Just got home from hanging out at the hospital with my mom. I am so sorry. I hope everything is okay. I guess it's not been as disastrous as it could be. So I'll keep that in perspective. But I wish you the best. And that says UP is Upper Peninsula of Michigan, south of Canada. Absolutely, I got that now. I should have known that. Judy Reynolds says, hello from Texas. Just binge watch most of the videos and subscribe. Have eggs and brooder. Best of luck. I hope you keep me posted. Let me know how the hatch rate goes. And I'm sorry that this might be your first fly. I promise it gets so much, it really usually is much better. Yep. I'm sorry, everybody. Jeff says, put the aggressive hens in the rooster bin for an hour or two. I guarantee when you put them back, they'll be chilled out. I know that's great advice. I feel like that baby's gonna be super stressed. Separator, isolator, put her in solitary for a couple of days. Put her back in with the regular cage. She usually won't be territorial after that. Judy says, "Do not literally incubator, long day." You're telling me, Judy. You are telling me. Midwest Kitchen says it's better when you are facing the camera. Okay. I will try to do better with that. Words, yeah, I know. You might just in the chat. Yeah. I don't want someone to ask a question and me not answer that. It's way worse. Oh, good. Better inside. All right, well, I'm inside now. Angela says, birds are nice and clear, though. Yep, I hear them all the time. MH says, Zach, no worries, man. There's only one way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Yeah, well, I'm going into that thing tonight, aren't I? Homestead on Main Street says, I could hear you inside just a little muffled. Erie Quail Farm says, we love the crap out of you. We love the crap out of you, dude. Thank you very much. Tonight's, we'll do better next week, I promise. Stay with me till next week. Donna says, echo birds are fine. Better when you talk louder. Trying. Angela says, poor Zach, I feel so bad. It's all right. It could be worse. Could be worse. Connie says, I know that you are frustrated because I am. I'm sorry. That's more frustrating as I know how frustrating it is on everybody else. I know that you are frustrated because I am, and I have not had to deal with all those questions. I've asked 3 things and all were deleted. Hope it gets better for you. Good night. I'm very sorry, Larry. I wish you the best. Hopefully you can join us next week. Anyone can feel free to text me this week, 937-760-7282. If your questions got deleted 17,000 times, I will answer. We won't be deleting at all next week, I promise, and we will do much better. USMC Water Rescue says, anyone in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, or Maine, reach out to him. Midwest Kristen says, you're just human. It's okay. We all love you and we totally understand. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Melody says a little bit better, tiny bit. I'm talking as loud as I can with my voice. It's hurting. FC Tuber says, I just cranked my volume much better. That's great. Thank you. No sound. That sucks. Better darn good. Is this the worst you're doing? Pretty darn good. Thanks. I appreciate it, but it is pretty bad. Reboot the feed, you'll hear him better. Thank you, a little bit better. You're good. Okay, it's like everything. Blah, blah, blah. Angela Metcalf says, Zach, I'm sorry about this night. I feel bad. If I were you, I'd be like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I might have a drink after this. Unfortunately, I can't. I have to get to bed as soon as this is over because it is going to be literally probably the longest week I have all year. So that's fun. We can hear you loud and clear now. I'm sure all of you guys are so frustrated. Some of you guys are probably like volume all the way up, doing this, and then some of you probably can hear me pretty well, and I'm screaming into your ear. So I'm really sorry. Donna says, is there an incubator you like? I don't have a lot of, I guess, I don't have any experience with store-bought incubators, but the majority of my customers really like the GQF brand or the Hoverbaiter brand, which is the same company. One's a lower end, one's a higher end, but they seem like a really good company, but I don't know, I don't have experience with them. Unfortunately, I can't give you a good answer because I don't have it. Inside is better, thank you. Junie says, wow, Zach, you have a patience of a saint. I don't. I have no patience. Patience is not my virtue. Ask anyone. I am not a patient person. Ballard Homestead berries bees. Very cool. Sounds like crap. Thank you. I am fully aware. Midwest Christian says, question. I know humidity is very important during lockdown, so they can get out of the egg okay, but how much should I stress from day 115? Humidity is not, it plays a role. I hate saying it's not important. It plays a role into it, but it's not vital. If it jumps to 50%, it's fine. If it goes down to 30%, you're still okay. The humidity becomes much more important at lockdown. So don't stress. Angela says, so sorry, Zach, I am now going to stop commenting and hope everyone will stop soon. Not a problem. I want your answers. I want your questions answered. Erie Quail Farm says, stop apologizing. Terry is close second, but you still have the best returning quail channel on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can't hear you. I'm very sorry. J Fox Hunter says you're doing fine. I'm getting a little caught up, I think. Judy says, stop apologizing so much. You're doing fine. Everybody has hiccups. Just keep on sailing. Yeah, well, I've had more hiccups than most, like literally and figuratively tonight. Oh well. Can't do anything about it now. I'll fix it, do it better next week. Danny G. Dubai's hand adventure says, what is the oldest you have heard a female jumbo living and producing eggs? I had 3 left that are going on 2 years. 3 years. We had 3 jumbo. Well, yeah, we had 3 jumbos that lived 3 years, and were laying about 3 eggs a week their last year. I just couldn't get rid of them. They were with us for a long time. Melanie says, what time do we start? Just joined, sorry. Well, you didn't miss anything important. You missed a bunch of crap and just horribleness. But we start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. And I promise, next week I will make it up. We will have so much fun. I will control it all. We will do much better. Plus, I got my new phone. I have not hooked it up and changed it over because I'm waiting on my OtterBox that I ordered at the same time but didn't come in. I cannot hook up my new phone without my OtterBox. My old phone's OtterBox obviously doesn't fit because that's the way they do things. But tomorrow, with or without an OtterBox, I'm going to go set up my new phone. So it'll have much better battery life, which means I won't have to plug in my phone, which means the microphone will be on the whole time. That'll fix a lot. I'm not doing an auction. We're doing something different. I've already tested this before, so I'm familiar with it. We'll do a lot of things differently, a lot of better quality, so stay with me. If by chance you just joined, or this is your first or second YouTube live with me, or whatever, or if you were with me every week, be patient, stay with me. Next week, 7 p.m., I'm going to do giveaways, I'm going to do contests, I'm going to have a better phone, I'm going to have everything to make this better. So just bear with me next week. Ballard Homestead's Berries B says, this is pointless, can't barely hear you. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, but my phone's going to die if I unplug it. I'm at 4%. And I'm staying at 4% because my phone sucks. So I'm sorry. The whole point of this was not really to make it all cool, though. I mean, the point was for you guys to jump on and ask your questions and hang out with other quail lovers. So, again, I mean, I don't take offense to it, but I'll do better next week. Josh says, how many states did you end up shipping to with your 15% off? We shipped to 2 international places, and we shipped to 49 states. Yep. Well, we shipped to 48 states. Hawaii was not part of it, and I didn't count it because I can't ship there. So we shipped to 48. I missed one state, is what I missed. Bob White says, we all have those days, Zach. We lost 200 birds on Friday due to a heat water issue. Today we lost more young chicks due to drowning, but we also got 2,000 square feet more in greenhouse space ready for birds. I'm muted. I'm muted. Maybe I'm not muted. Am I muted? Can you hear me? No one? Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I gotta look at the camera. Bob White. Yeah, you're having about a week like me, buddy. That's all right. The day will come tomorrow. Success will come tomorrow. Whenever I have days like this or all this crap happens, I always think of that song. My mama told me there would be days like this. I always think like, my mom never told me that there would be days like this. You know, like she should have. Like I wish she would have been like, hey, son, hang in there because some days it's not gonna go so well. But it is what it is. Great song. If you don't know that song, I don't. First of all, I don't know how, but love that song. Angela says, "What do you? What? Oh, what do you suggest, Zach? Chicks or eggs? Um, well, I wouldn't recommend chicks. If you're going to start with live quail, I would recommend teens or adults. Um, Personally, I recommend eggs. The reason I say that is because it's a much more rewarding experience. You get much more involved with it. Um, but if you're very unfamiliar with it, if you're going to have more stress than uh, uh, enjoyment, then do live quick. But if you can take the bad with the good and take the bad with a grain of salt, then I would do eggs and learn from your mistakes, and hopefully you don't have any, and it's much more rewarding that way. That's my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I lost connection. Did you get my question? I think I did. I have all white, mostly think it's an English white male, and breed it with jumbo wilds. I just hatched the eggs 4 days ago. Will that make a tuxedo chick? What? I have all white, mostly think it's an English white male, and I have a breed, and I breed it with jumbo wild. Eventually, it would become a tuxedo. I mean, you'll get tuxedos in a couple generations, but it takes a while. Bob White says, "Oh, and I dropped a tray of 100 eggs tonight. There's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Stay in there, Bob. Stay in there. We'll get through it." Jay Joseph says, "Zach, hope you get a solid night of sleep and wake up refreshed. Night all. Thank you very much for joining and staying this long. Holy cow! It's 9:30. Are you kidding?" All right, I'm going to start talking really, really fast. Are we ready? Let's go. Julie says, "I don't think that you will get pucks from them. You will eventually. That's how you do it. But you need to use a white male over the color hen. Again, it's not as simple as it sounds. It takes a lot of breeding and a lot of work." Reed Lee says, "I bought some jumbo wilds and I'm pleased. I went into the inspection on 10/31. 25 out of 30 are fertile. I will text you with the final hatch rate and all the other stats if you're okay with that." Absolutely, I encourage it. Thank you very much. 937-760-7282 are joining me next Sunday with a much better live Q&A and let us know what the hatch rate is. So best of luck. Looks like I done. Sounds great. Hang in there, buddy. You're doing fine. It's all good. Thanks very much, Don. Midwest Person says, which state was the slacker? Rhode Island hated me. Grandpa Bob says, Zach, your trouble, Snyder, a sign of your success. So many people trust and want your info. Thanks for all your efforts. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I'm just going to accept the kind words and move along. I'll moan and groan and later, not in front of everybody. David says, stuff happens. That's why life is a four-letter word. You're handling fantastically. Thank you. Ballard Holmes says, the ones listening on computers probably can hear you better. Maybe. Ox says, where can we buy that little cage? Very good and great question. I don't know why I didn't say it. WinolaRanch.com is where you can purchase the cage. He's frozen on mine. Yeah, it should be fixed now. Fixed. Patrick says, why don't you sell adult breeder sets? Well, that's a very good question. We don't sell adult breeder sets because I don't have a room to keep them that long. Whoever just texted me, if you're on here, yes, that's me. I think I know why I'm sick every week. Mondays and Tuesdays, my throat every week is literally redder than why is there nothing red? I don't know. Then a red pin. It's freaking red, right? And then by Friday, I'm starting to feel really good, and then this happens every week. I'm gonna fix that. Cough drops all week. Cough drops the entire time I do live videos now. I'm ranting, and it's freaking 9:30 at night. I gotta move. All right, so why don't I sell live breeders? I don't have a ring. I sell them out of the brooder. All my cage space is for egg layers, so they have to be sold at 3 weeks old. So if you want scarlet breeders, I can't do that. I can only sell them as teens because I just don't have the red. Cardinal red. Yep, cardinal red would have been a great one. So that's why I just don't have the red. So we sell them at 3 weeks old. If they're not feather sexual, they're sold as teens. If they are, they're sold as breeder sets. So it's a space issue. Houston, Texas in the house. Welcome. You are on the list to ship probably end of this week coming up. Angela Metcalf. Angela Metcalf says, how do you make scarlet tuxedo quail? You want to use scarlet? Nope. You want to use white males, all white males with scarlet pins, and then a couple of hatches. You hatch those out, breed them together, and within a generation or two, you'll start getting a few tuxedos. You really need to inbreed quite a bit, and then you'll outbreed. So what I mean by that is, as soon as you start getting tuxedos, breed them together, and as soon as those tuxedos hatch out, then put them in with their moms and dads. You want to do that for about 2 different times. Then you'll want to separate. Do 1 generation of white males with the scarlet tuxedos to get some of that stuff out. There's a lot of steps, but that's the start of it. Not your average guys, you're not muted. Thank you very much. Angela Mike have 6:30 p.m. here. It's 9:30 here. Wife is going to kill you late for dinner. Wife is probably already in bed because we both have a very long week this week. Yep. Avery Rose says, dang, Zach's already tired of hanging out with us. No, I'm not. It's been a long week. And I feel like the way this YouTube video went, is like the cherry on top for how this week went and for how this next week is going to go. I'm not being negative. And I don't know if it's going to go bad. I hope it doesn't go bad, but it's going to be a long, long week. I've literally put in about 18 hours a day this entire week. Next week will probably be about the same, but it's going to be more physical labor. But I'll feel better when it's all done. Can I get birds that lay blue eggs from me? Not at this time, not from me, I'm sorry, you'll have to find someone else. I'm not happy with the celadons that I have, and I kind of stopped the breeding program for a while. But I'll start back up, and one day I'll have celadons. Oh, I didn't finish Avery's answer, or question. Thanks, Zach's already tired of us. Thanks for staying on this long, Zach. Much love for the content. Enjoy hearing everyone's perspective. Wonderful group of people here. It is. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You done fine, Zach. Things happen when it's live. That's for sure. Thanks, Zach, for everything you do. Brother, keep it up. Thanks. It's nice. It's nice to come here and get away from politics. Sometimes, sometimes. Angela says, I live in Washington and I bought hatching eggs from you. How long will it take? Would they survive? Hatching eggs? Yeah, that's not a problem at all. We ship all over the U.S. We ship to Washington. It's in the top 10. I mean, we ship to Washington a lot. California, Texas, ship a lot. Usually it takes 2 to 3 days. It usually takes 5 to 7 days once you order on the website or eBay. And then shipping is usually 2 to 3 days. But we collect the eggs the same day we ship, and they're laid the same day we ship or the day before. So, yeah, you'll do fine. We average a 72% hatch rate on shipped eggs this year. Patrick says, if I wanted 100 breeders, how many eggs should I order? Patrick told, do you want 100 hens? How many hens? That's the question you need to ask. How many hens do you want? I'll stay on until you answer and then I'll give you a number. Avery says, it's all good, man. We've all had these days a lot lately. Keep your head up. Keep your head high and chest out. I will do my best. Erie Quail Farms, not talking to me. Kasumi Rose says, I'm late, but I'll watch from the beginning. You don't do that. Don't watch this video. It is a huge waste of your time. I'm telling you, the content's not worth it in this video. I'm very sorry. It's just been a disaster tonight, Kasumi. Thanks for showing up, though. It's a bad night, though. Patrick says 100 things. Okay, so how many we need to order? All right. Yeah, dang it. All right. So we want to be safe. So we're going to average, let's say 50% hatch rate, but let's add on a little bit. So if you order 100, let's give you a 70% hatch rate. You order 170 hatch, 35 chicks, right? You want 100 chicks, 36, 9. You're going to need to order at least 300. You might squeak 5. But if you're looking for weight, you probably need to order 450. I would say 300 would get you really close to the number. You order 300. Depending on your hatch rate, I mean, ideally the best thing to do, but I would buy like a 460 count. So let's say 250 hatch. You have 125 hens, but then you can kind of select which one you want to use for the breeding program, rather than just using every hen that comes, because you need the numbers. That's what I would do. But I would say 300 would get you semi-close. Judy says, Patrick, I'd say order the 400 count, 50% extra. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I said. There you go. Judy, you're a smart lad. Lady. Lady. Lad. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend. You're a smart person. Angela says, question, I ordered in Southwest West Washington. If I ordered Scarlet Tuxedo hatching eggs from the machine, and at night it's about 27 degrees, and during the day it's about 52, should I order now or wait till spring? That's a personal choice. We haven't seen an issue with hatching. We're still averaging a 72% hatching rate on slipped eggs for the year. We guarantee a 50% hatch rate. I would order now, but I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable with. David Cotton says, times like these happen just before a huge blessing comes your way. I love that. Thank you. I don't know if it's true, but it's a great thing, and I'm going to believe it. I choose to believe it. You're my prayers. Thank you very much. Chris says, can you ship eggs to the Caribbean? Yes, we can. You will want to text me, 937-760-7282. We have to do a custom order and get all this paperwork involved. It is expensive, so keep that in mind. Angela says, I have to keep the quail outside though. They can stay inside for about 6 weeks. If it's going to be that cold, maybe 5-6 weeks. And then you can put them outside. It wouldn't be a big deal. Cassini Rose says, the babies will have to be in the heat for a while. Yes. Patrick says, can someone order a 460 count of the rare color? Yeah, I think that's an option. If not, you can buy a 240 count or 220 count. Yeah. We always say more, and so in my head, I don't have a 460, I have a 480. So I have to, you know, like I would say, oh, did you order the 30 count? And they're like, no, it was 25. And that's like, that was like that, you know, 50 to 60 and so on and so forth. But yeah, you can either use 240 or 40, either way they go out the same. The eggs will probably be a day old before they ship. Angela says, good night, Jack. Hope next Sunday will be better. I'll be back. Love your videos, and I have to go now. Good night. Thanks very much. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for hanging out. And hopefully I answered some questions and it wasn't a huge waste of time. Judy says, and honestly, I've let my girls slow down. Winter's dropping in there. Zach does a great job shipping. Not talking to me. Angela says, night, every quail lover. Thank you. Bye. Night, Zach's going. Zach, thanks. Okay, we're done with the questions. Guys, I appreciate you more than ever, but I'm ready for this video to end because it's been a freaking nightmare. Sometimes show us the homemade tray rackets and each other. I will do so. We already have some videos on it if you want to search those on our YouTube video. All right, so our moderators, Verna, Heather, Homestead on Main Street, right? Yes. Thank you very much. To the winners, congratulations. To everybody that stayed, there's 68 people that's still here. You guys amaze me. You're my heroes. It's been an absolute nightmare and a disaster. I will make it up to you. I'll do extra videos this week to give you really good content and educational information. Next week, I will have much better plans. Everything will work out much better. So, I'm sorry. Stay tuned. I've got a lot of information coming. I would go over it, but I'm exhausted. My throat's killing me. It's late. So stay tuned. Watch the videos coming out this week. Watch the videos coming out. I have a lot of information coming. I'll put the jumbos on the website as soon as we get off here, and then I'm not looking at my phone for probably a day. So, no, we're located in Ohio. There's some more questions. So I'm not going to say all that stuff again. I'm going to answer the questions and then good night. Thank you very much. But have a blessed night. Thank you. You too. Should be the same for thanks, Mod and Zach. See you next week. Good night. Thank you. Night, everyone. Zach is the Quail Godfather. It's my turn. No matter how stressful it goes, it's always good to have a good night. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Much love here. Everyone is safe. Thank you very much to all. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for staying with me. I don't know why you did, but I will make it up to you. We'll do a lot of fun stuff this week. I'll have a much better show next week. Until then, everybody, for real, stay safe. And almost more importantly, stay positive. Crap happens. It's what we do with it. So stay positive, think positive, be positive, and all you can do is your best, right? So everybody, stay safe. Good night.